Hey everyone, so I want to break down another short video. This one will probably be about 10 or 11 minutes long about the town hall that Michael Mulgrew held the other day. So I'm just going to take one question. We're going to go through it step by step so you could hear what he said, you could hear what the question was, and then I'll tell you the truth.
Okay, I'm fine, and I'm a retiree, and what I wanted to know about the health plan that you're working on, and I know it's an enormous challenge for you. The original one that we had, there was the option of either going with the plan that the union had negotiated, or if we paid keeping the plan that we currently have. Will that always be an option? You're not going to have that as a possibility.
So what she's asking was, when they originally rolled out the Medicare Advantage plan last year, they gave you an option. You take this Medicare Advantage plan that we created specially for you, and it's premium free, or you have to pay a penalty premium to keep the plan that you have, i.e. most of us, senior care. So she was asking, will that pay up option still be there, or is there a possibility that it's not going to be there? Here's his answer.
Right now, because of the judge's ruling, I mean, that only came about, this is what I'm proud of. The only union that said we needed that was the UFC, and it came directly out of our retirees.
That's wrong. So he's saying that right now he can't because of the judge's ruling. That came about. This one I'm proud of because we're the only union that said we needed that. It came directly out of the UFC retirees. Bullshit. Okay, so where did that actually come from? In the RFP that the city of New York put out to vendors asking them to procure a Medicare Advantage plan, they gave them three choices. The only plan available would be the new Medicare Advantage plan, and it would be premium free. The Medicare Advantage plan would be premium free, and it would also be accompanied by senior care, which would also be free, premium free. The third choice was Medicare Advantage plan would be available to retirees premium free. Senior care would be available at a penalty premium. What did they choose? Option 3. They wanted, you're able to keep your current plan. You could not move between plans, any other plan. The only choices you had was Medicare Advantage and the plan that you were currently in. And that change there was a change that was coming. If you read the rest of the contract, I think I might have posted that part today. New retirees, after the ones that were already retired, not current retirees, but the ones that were becoming retirees, you would have no choice. You would only have a choice of senior care or in the new Medicare Advantage plan. So Mr. Mulgrew took away all of your choices. And it wasn't that the MLC did that. Maybe there was some negotiation within the RFP process. I would agree with that. But for sure, that was in the RFP, and they left it up to the vendor. And why did they do that? Because there was a gain sharing option in the contract. Gain sharing, profit sharing, kickback. What they wanted to do was these companies get these federal subsidies to federally subsidize Medicare Advantage plans. This is why they all want to do it, because they make beaucoup bucks doing it. They pay more than Medicare pays for our care without these other plans. So where the gain sharing comes in is for all of these people that the insurer is not spending this allotted money on, that's a profit. That's why you hear all their earnings reports of these billions of dollars that they're making. So now the city says, we want a cut of that if we're giving this to you. Therefore, that's why they wanted to limit the choices that you have. If they don't limit the choices, you can go into a plethora of different plans. They're not going to maximize their profit sharing.
Okay. You let people know what's going on, and they tell you, we want an option. We want to test it. So let's have an option. So we actually went back and forced a reopening, and we were able to get that option. We would not be able to offer that option right now because the judge's ruling would not allow it unless the administrative code was changed.
And that's a lie, too. So the judge said for Medicare eligible retirees, for all city New York employees, retirees, and their dependents, the city must pay up to the full cost of insurance, up to the HIP HMO rate on a category basis, right? For all employees, retirees, and their dependents, up to the HIP HMO rate on a category basis of individual and family. So if the rate, if you look at the categories of rates, and they're around here somewhere. The categories of all of the rate charts, which I'm sure you've seen before, they'll talk about the different plans. They have the employee plans and the retiree plans, Medicare eligible plans. Well, all of the Medicare eligible plans are under the HIP HMO benchmark, all of them. So they would all be free. They should all be free, but they haven't been because they've been overcharging Medicare eligible retirees. That's the issue. So not quite sure where he's going with that one, but just simply look at the COBRA sheets. You can look and tell that as long, look and see what the HIP HMO rate is. It should be about $920 something. Well, then look at all the retiree Medicare eligible rates. What he is fairly correct on is that there are not many choices for non-Medicare eligible retirees that are under the HIP HMO benchmark. But there's another reason why. Well, in 2017 or 2016, the MLC negotiated away your benchmark. You see, they agreed, according to a OLR document from, what date is on this? October 4th, 2018 is the final report on fiscal years 2015 to 18 savings program. You can find this on the OLR website. And so on this document, one of the ways that they saved money was another give back, right? So it says HIP HMO preferred plan, savings from the value-based network from 2017, it was 4.88%. Fiscal plan for the preferred plan, which was 5.98% for the non-preferred plan. The transition from HIP HMO plan to HIP HMO preferred plan, effective July 1 of 2016, reduces the overall cost to the city employees and pre-Medicare retirees enrolled in the program and lowers the benchmark HIP rate that drives the payment for coverage. The city is obligated to make an equalization payment into the stabilization fund that makes up the difference between HIP HMO and GHI PPO. The HIP HMO preferred plan lowers the benchmark HIP rate and thereby lowers the city's obligation into the stabilization fund. In 2016, because they started so late, it only saved about $3 million. But then in 2017, it was $63 million, and then in 2018, $69 million. So when Mulgrew says that the stabilization fund was running out of money, it was because he negotiated its reduction with the MLC. When he says that there would be a few plans that would be under the HIP HMO benchmark, it's because they also negotiated away the benchmark. And they did it contractually. They did it in the savings agreement, negotiated away that cap in violation of the law. 12-126. That's why they keep changing the name of the plan.
So I say that, and then I got to hear all this other stuff that is just technically wrong from other people. But the city only has one option, only has one responsibility according to the judge's ruling, to offer one premium-free plan.
Nope, it has to offer any plan that's under the cap, period. And you can go back and read the judge's decision because we posted it 1,000,000 times.
And then people here would just say, well, then don't do anything. Okay, when I don't do anything, when it's at a complete crisis 3 years from now, what are you willing to now literally give up? And I'm not going to let us get into that position. So if the city council chooses to change the administrative code, then if we get to an agreement, that option will be there. If the city council does not change the administrative code, then that option, if we get to an agreement, will not be there.
Threat one.
We want it there. We want it there. But we're in a, I'm hearing, I was up at City Council today doing the hospital transparency bill, again, which was great. And they're struggling with it because they're like, we get two completely different sets of information. Well, I'm going to continue to do my work. I don't know if we're going to get to the plan that we want, so it might not be an issue for you. But if I continue to do my work, or the arbitrator rules,
Threat two.
is an opinion, and our retirees won't have an option unless you do that. So I am advocating and lobbying heavily to get that done.
So there you have it. He stripped away choice. He lowered the benchmark with the MLC, not the retirees, not the judge, not the lawsuit. All of these things happen. You need to go to the Labor Relations website. And if you go to NYC OLR, search, you want to search, put in Google search OLR, NYC OLR, health savings agreements. And you'll get to the website. It'll tell you, you want to go to health savings agreements, and you'll find all of them. And they're there, like, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And you can print them all up. They're all in PDF. Print them out. You'll be able to see exactly what they look like. If you start to read these documents, you see all the things in these charts that they give up. You really need to read it. Read them all the time. Check the OLR website, because not only are all the contracts up there, but then these health agreements that they do citywide that you guys don't even look at to realize what they're negotiating away. When they say there's no givebacks, they may be no givebacks in your personal unit agreement, but there are in the citywide agreements. Pay attention, guys. This is your future, and this is your now. The retirees have been working very hard to make sure that we're all protected. And this affects you now, and this will affect your future. They're stripping away choices from you as we speak. They're threatening that the arbitrator, if he rules and gives an opinion, then our retirees won't have an option. We didn't do that. They put you in this position. We didn't put you there. So all of these comments that Mr. Mulgrew makes, you really need to take a look at them. Listen to the town hall that he did the other day. It doesn't matter what's in the ruling, the judge. 2 courts, 6 judges. Doesn't matter, he says. Don't change the code. There will only be one option. He's saying that. We're not saying that. You should have options. You should have choices. We all have different needs. And that's why about 92 to 94% of us all choose GHI, senior care for the retirees, GHI CBP for the non-Medicare eligibles and the in-service actives. There's a reason why you don't choose HIP HMO or one of the other HMOs. There will be pitting of in-service against retirees in the MLC. There already is. This is what started this argument. You decided it was okay to sell off retiree health care for your own current benefit, without them acknowledging you will one day be us. So you just sold yourselves out. If the arbitrator rules and gives an opinion, then our retirees won't have an option. We'll keep doing these. I'm going to keep teaching you every step I can. I hope you're listening.